Hi, this is Amita Sharma, and in this video today we are going to see how the functions are used in SQL. As we all know that functions are the powerful features of SQL, and we use functions to perform the calculations on data. We use functions to modify the individual data items. We use functions to manipulate the output for group of rows. So there are various applications of using functions in SQL. So here in this video, we are going to study about these functions. We'll focus on the functions and specifically we'll be discussing about the single row character, number and the date functions. After completing this video, you should be able to describe the various types of functions like the character, the number, and the date functions in select statements, the various types of conversion functions, the various types of explicit conversions with the help of toChar, toNumber, and toDate functions. And also we will be discussing about the conditional expressions. So after this video, you will be able to apply these conditional expressions in a select statement. Now coming to the various types of SQL functions, we have basically the two types of functions, the single row functions and the multiple row functions. In case of single row functions, these functions operate on single rows only and return one result per row. And there are different types of single row functions. In this video, we'll cover the character single row function, the number single row function, and the date single row function. Whereas the functions that can manipulate group of rows to give one result per set of rows, per group of rows, is called multiple row functions. And these functions are also known as group functions or the aggregate functions. So both the single row functions and the multiple row functions will be discussing in this video. Coming to the single row functions, here we can use the single row functions to manipulate the data items. Now, as per the syntax, the function has to take one or more arguments and it has to return one value. So similarly here, for the single row functions, they accept one or more arguments and return one value for each row that is written by the query. The argument can be the constant, can be the variable value, it can be the column name, it can be the expression. Features of single row functions include the following. The single row functions, they manipulate the data items, they accept the arguments and return one value, they act on each row that is returned in the query, it returns one result per row, it possibly returns a data value of different type than the one that is referenced, it possibly expects one or more arguments. It can be used in the select, where, and the order by clauses, and it can be nested. Now here, if we see the syntax here, in the syntax, this function name is the name of the function, and we have this argument 1 and argument 2. These are the arguments which will be used by this function. Okay, so here these arguments can be represented by the column name or the expression. So let's see further the various types of single row functions. In this video, we'll learn about all these single row functions. So we have basically the character functions, the number functions, and the date functions. These three functions are categorized as single row functions. So here the character functions, it accepts the character input and can return both character and number values. The number functions, they accept the numeric input and return the numeric values, whereas we have the date functions which operate on the values of the date data type. Okay. Apart from these single row functions, we have few more other functions like the conversion functions, which convert a value from one data type into another. And we have the general functions, and these functions, they take any data type and they can also handle the nulls. So these are the various types of functions that we are going to discuss in this video. Now coming to the character functions. In the character functions, the single row character functions, they accept the character data as input and can return both character and numeric values. Now here the character functions are further divided into the case conversion functions and the character manipulating functions. As here you can see, the lower function, the upper function and the init cap are placed under the case conversion functions because these functions are working on the cases of the characters. If we talk about the lower function, it converts the alpha character values to lowercase. Upper function, it converts alpha character values to the uppercase. Init cap function, this converts the alpha character values to uppercase for the first letter of each word, and all the other letters would be in the lowercase. And this function is only available in the Oracle SQL. Coming to the character manipulation function, we have a few under the character manipulation like the concat function. Concat function, it concatenates the first character value to the second character value. And this function is equivalent to the concatenation operator. Then we have the substring function. The substring function, it returns the specified characters from the character value starting from some character position. And then we have the length function. This returns the number of characters in the expression. We have the in-string function, which returns the numeric position of a named string. We have lpad function, rpad function, which returns the expression left padded to length of n characters or to the right padded to the length of n characters with the character expression. We have the trim function, which helps you to trim leading or trailing characters from a character string. And then you have this replace function, which searches a text expression for a character string. So all these are manipulating the character in one or the other way. That is why they are placed under the character manipulation functions. So let's see a few examples. In the previous slide, we had seen the three case conversion functions, the lower, the upper and the init cap. So here in this example, the two case conversion functions are used, the upper and the lower. And the purpose of using these functions is to convert the mixed case or the uppercase character strings to lowercase. Here it is used to convert the mixed case or the lowercase character strings into uppercase. So here this example shows how the last name and the uppercase of the last name, the job profile and the lowercase of the job ID would be displayed for the department ID 90. Now let's see the character manipulation functions. The concat, the substring, the length, the in-string, left pad WritePad, these are the character manipulation functions. The concat function, it joins the values together. So here you can see we have passed the two parameters, hello and world, and the output would be the concatenated string of the first as well as the second string. Now here there is only one flaw in the concat function, that this is limited to using only two parameters here. You cannot have more than two parameters here in the concat function. Coming to the substring function, it is going to extract a string of the determined length. Now here you can see the first argument is the string. The second argument specifies the position from where the string has to be extracted, from which position the string has to be extracted, and the third argument specifies the number of characters that would be extracted from the string. So here the position is 1, so the extraction will start from this H, and for how many characters? 5 characters. So it is going to extract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is how you get the output hello here. In case of length function, it is going to show the length of the string, and the output would be the numeric value. So it is going to count all these characters and it will return a number value, the numeric value. Then we have the instring function, which is going to find the numeric position of this named character. So here the position is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for W. So that is why it has displayed this numeric position of the letter W in hello world. Then we have LPAD and WritePad. LPAD, it is going to return the expression left padded to the length of those many characters with the character expression. So here 24,000, total length should be 10, and the padding with this special character would be done towards left. Whereas in case of WritePad, the padding would be done towards the right hand side. Only the condition that you have to keep in your mind is the total number of digits that you have here would be 10. Next, let's see here the examples based on the character manipulation functions. If we go by the first example, here in the first example, it is displaying the employee's last name and the job IDs for all the employees who have this string REP. Okay, this REP is contained where? In the job ID, and that too it is starting from the 4th position of the job ID. So this is how you use these character manipulation functions here. You have concatenated job category is with the job ID, so that way it is being concatenated here in the output. In the second example, it displays the data like employee ID, concatenated first name and last name, length of the last name, and the position of the first occurrence of the letter A in the last name for those employees whose last name ends with the letter N. So here we have used the character manipulation functions like concat, length, instring, and substring for checking the condition. Here it is last name minus 1 and 1. So here it will check for the last name from the last character, which should be N. Why only N? Because here we will be taking only one character. So that should be equal to n. If it is equal to n, then only you will get the information about all these. So as you can see here, under the name we have Han, the last letter N, last letter N, last letter N. So this is how we use the character manipulation functions. Now coming to the nesting functions. The single row functions, they can be nested to any level. And the nested functions are evaluated from the innermost level to the outermost level. The example here in the slide displays the last name of the employees who are working at department ID 60. And the evaluation of the SQL statement here involves 3 steps, since we have used here 3 nested functions. Now here the inner function, the innermost function retrieves the first 8 characters of the last name. The outer function concatenates the result that we have got from the innermost with this underscore US. And then the outermost, the upper function, converts the results to uppercase. So the result of the upper function will be displayed. Okay, so here you can see this is the entire column heading, because there was no alias taken here for this entire expression. So here you can see we have this underscore US, and what we have all these in the uppercase letter, and it has retrieved the first 8 characters of the last name. So this is how we use the nesting functions. Now moving on to the numeric functions. Just like the character functions, here also we have these numeric functions which accept the input and return a value. But the difference is that it accepts the numeric input and returns the numeric values. Now here you can see here we have various numeric functions supported in SQL. We have the round function which rounds the column, expression or a value to the n decimal places. So here if we take this example here you can see the number 45.926 is rounded off to 2 decimal place. So it has been rounded off since it was 6 more than 5. That is why the second decimal value has been rounded up. In case of truncate, it truncates the column, the expression or the value to n decimal places. So here when it is saying 2, it has truncated to 2 decimal places. In Oracle, we use the trunc for truncate. So trunc function is used for truncating. We have the ceil function which returns the smallest whole number greater than or equal to the specified number. We have floor which returns the largest whole number equal to or less than a specified number. So as you can see here, ceil 2.83, it will return the smallest whole number, integral number. It is greater than or equal to this number, not lesser than. Whereas in case of floor, it is returning the largest whole number equal to or less than the specified number. So here this is greater than this, here this is smaller than this. Now the mod function here, it returns the remainder when you divide this number by the second argument. So 1600 divided by 300 gives the remainder 100. So the purpose of using the mod function is to return the remainder. Now as you can see here, we have the various cases in which we can use the round function. Now here we have used the round function in three different ways. At the first place, we have used the positive second argument. In the second case, it is 0, and in the third case, it is the negative integer. So the round function rounds the column expression or value to the positive integer, to 0 decimal place, to negative decimal place. If the second argument is 0 or missing, then in that case the value is rounded to 0 decimal places. If the second argument is 2, the value is rounded to 2 decimal places. If the second argument is -1, then the value will be rounded to 1 decimal place to the left. To the left. That is, it is rounded to the nearest unit of tens, since it is -1. If it would have been -2, then it would have rounded to 2 decimal places to the left of the decimal point. That is, it would have rounded to the nearest unit of 100. So as you can see here, 0.923 and 2. So what it is going to do, it is going to round off to 2 decimal places. Since it was 3, so it has rounded off to 92. Here, in case of 0, what it is going to do, it is going to round to the 0 decimal place. So here it was 45.9, 9 more than 5, so it has rounded up to 46. -1, it will round to the left of the decimal point. So since again here we have the number 45, it will round up to 50. So this is how we are going to use the round function. Now let's see the truncate function. Similarly here, the truncate function just works with the arguments similar to those of the round function. If the second argument is 0 or is missing, the value is truncated to 0 decimal places. If the second argument is 2, the value is truncated to 2 decimal places. And if the second argument is -1, the value is truncated to 1 decimal places to the left of the decimal point. Okay, so accordingly you can see the output here. Here you have, in the first case, 2 decimal place 0.92, 0 decimal place, so 45. It is -1, so it will be just truncating, so it will be 40. In case of round, this was getting rounded off to 50. But here, since we are using the truncate, so it will be 40. Now, coming to the mod function, the mod function finds the remainder of the first argument divided by the second argument. So here in this example, you can see it displays the employee records where the employee ID is an even number. So here you can see you have all the even numbers here. And whenever you have to find whether a value is odd or even, that time you use the mod function.